Thanks for joining us here on Arc Salt Lake. Brian Schnee with you tonight. It is Thursday, December 19th. We're taking a look at the newest information out of West Valley City after a father shot and killed his family and his 17-year-old son survived. Also, a massive fire breaking out today in Salt Lake City. Perhaps you saw the smoke, and some say the site has been a problem for a long time. A little bit later on in the program, local law enforcement spreading Christmas cheer. Our very own Ron Bird rides along, but we have to get there through some of this. We begin in West Valley City on that tragic murder-suicide. Today, police identified the victims as 38-year-old Boe Meh, 11-year-old Boe Reh, 8-year-old Kristina Ree, 2-year-old Nyay Meh were all shot and killed by their father, 42-year-old Dae Reh. The victims all found Tuesday night. Brian Malahy learned more about the family and what else police released today about their investigation.
I'm outside a Latter-day Saints ward in South Salt Lake. This, we understand, is where a funeral service will be held on Saturday at 11 o'clock for all 5 victims of the West Valley family killed in the murder-suicide, including the father. Those victims' names were released today. Boe Meh, 38, the mother; Dae Reh, 17, the surviving son; Boe Reh, 11, a son; Kristina Ree, 8 years old, a daughter; Nyay Meh, 2, another daughter; and the father, who police say shot and killed his family, Dae Reh, 42. We also learned today from a family statement that this family had fled civil unrest in Myanmar, formerly Burma. Then it spent time in a Thailand refugee camp and then moved to Utah, but could not survive the violence in their own home. Brian Malahy, KUTV 2 News.
West Valley police say on Monday they went to the home for a welfare check after a concerned family member reached out to them. And a lot of viewers posted on social media asking why police didn't go into the home then. Our Jim Spiewak spoke with defense attorney Sky Lazaro about the laws police must follow when it comes to welfare checks.
So every individual has a Fourth Amendment protection to be protected from what are called unreasonable searches and seizures under the Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution and also the Utah Constitution. There are exceptions to that. One of those is welfare checks, and which would allow a police officer to breach entry or go into a home without a warrant if they observe facts, or if they observe things that would reasonably lead them to believe that someone in the home is in danger or in need of help.
Okay, so help us understand what something like that would be. So basically like an emergency,
right?
Correct?
Right, so if someone calls in a welfare check and says, I know this person is in the home, I saw them there, they are in need of medical help, or it's a kidnapping situation or something. It doesn't even need to be criminal. Just some sort of exigent circumstance that would be a threat to someone's safety or health. And so in that situation, the police would go out and essentially observe the situation. They'll look at any windows, look and see if there's a door kicked in or a window broken, or something that might lead them to believe that there's something happening in the home that they need to go in and further investigate. In this case, what it sounds like is police were called out on a welfare check. They went and observed the home, and there was nothing apparent or readily apparent to them at the time that would lead them to believe that entry into the home was necessary. They didn't observe anything through the windows. They didn't, see blood on the floor or blood on a door jamb or something along those lines that would give them a reason to be able to enter the home.
So, and then in terms of actually going in and searching the property, once they figure out that a crime had been committed there, to actually search it, they need a judge's signature.
They do.
On a warrant to go in,
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yep, so under the current Utah statutes and the Fourth Amendment and all the other case law, once they realize that something has happened, so they went back in this situation when they were called by a family member, they're able to go in, assess the situation, if there's anybody in need of help or an immediate need for emergency services, they can do that. They can secure the premises to make sure there's no threat to officer safety, threat to anyone else. But in order to actually start collecting evidence, then they need a search warrant.
Well, another big story today, a massive fire at a vacant Salt Lake building. The flames gutted the building and left a pile of rubble. Division Chief Bob Silverthorne with Salt Lake City Fire walks us through what they know.
Upon our initial crew's arrival, we determined that it was we had to take a defensive posture right off the bat. We had fire starting to come through the roof. At that point, it escalated quickly to a second and subsequently a third alarm fire. Recently, it got escalated to a fourth alarm fire. That brings approximately, say, 70 to 80 firefighters here with about 20 fire units, not to mention Gold Cross and our police department counterparts. This side of the street is commercial, and most of the smoke has been going off to the west, and so it hasn't affected any sort of exposures. We haven't had to evacuate any of the residences or buildings that have humans in them, so we didn't have to do an evacuation so far. It's contained in the building. What we have here is we have a structure that looks like it's ordinary construction, which means like cinder block, non-combustible type walls that have decent fire separation between the two buildings. So we're able to isolate it to the building of origin in order to protect it from going to any exposures to the north, being the cleaners that is just to the north here. No one's been injured. Our firefighters made a quick initial search, and they determined it was all clear and that we didn't have any life safety issues to deal with, and then we can sort of focus our attention to the firefighting effort. We contracted our UTA counterparts and asked them to shut down, well, for sure we had to shut down the tracks line, but also any overhead power dangers that we need to be concerned with if we have our aerial trucks in operation with an elevated master stream.
Well, neighbors say this site has been the location of drug activity since this building's been vacant. The community is frustrated, saying crime and drug activity continue to be a problem in this area.
The old Maxfield Candy Company, or as others remember it as Mrs. Fields, it's been vacant the 8 years that I've lived here. It's really kind of become a hot spot for people to do drugs and try and get out of the weather. But it also has become a safety hazard for our neighborhood. As you see, this is the third fire here that we've had in the 8 years that I've lived in the neighborhood. As neighbors, we report it to the city, we report it to police, but it's hard. It's private property, so the city has to try and work with a ownership group that's out of state, and so I understand how hard it is for them to try and manage these properties. So we're hoping that this is one of the buildings we would like to see actually torn down in our neighborhood because it is such a problematic building. So it's not a shock to see it, catch fire once again. Just last night we were walking by and noticed that the gates to the building had been broken open again, and we see a lot of activity around it all the time. It could be a full-time job for somebody trying to protect it and make sure that there aren't nefarious things going on there. I think for us, we want to create a neighborhood that is welcoming to everyone, and the freeway underpass that you see behind you is a prime example of that. We have a lot of momentum in our neighborhood for people that are wanting to get active in the neighborhood and volunteer and really clean up some of the problem spots. And we're hoping that eventually that the candy company will be developed. But until then, we need some solutions to help mitigate that. And I think, after this summer of such a positive thing going on here with the underpass back in September, it's sad to see, a project or a place that is still a problem just a block away. And like I said, it really is because it is private development. And I know, when I've called the city about problems there, the city's like, "Are you the owner?" Because they have a hard time reaching the people who actually even own it to do anything about it.
All of the smoke from that fire not helping out with Smog Lake City today.
Yeah.
I called it that because I was looking at our air quality this afternoon, it wasn't very good.
Right, I mean, it took a big spike immediately after that fire. When we have that inversion, it kind of acts like a lid and it traps all that pollution, nowhere to escape. And you could see that showing up here on the air quality. It did mix out a little bit towards that 3-4 o'clock hour, but we're still in the yellow here, and we will start to continue to see this actually get a little bit worse before it gets better. I don't think it'll be as bad as it was during that 1 hour there. But again, air quality issues will be abound across much of the area as we continue to deal with this inversion. 36 degrees right now as we are tracking some cooler temperatures and some freezing cold temperatures. We head into the early morning hours. Dry conditions, air quality issues here with that haze that you'll notice over the course of the next several days. But we'll start to see cleaner air, clearer skies as we get into Sunday. That'll be ahead of our next storm. So coming up, what we are tracking here, hazy skies, how long that holds on with the mild weather as well, and a busy holiday week ahead. We're tracking multiple storms into forecast and perhaps, Brian, a white Christmas. We'll talk about that coming up.
He said it. It's got to happen. Coming up on Arc Salt Lake, drivers in Salt Lake getting pulled over right before the holidays. Tisk, tisk. What police were giving them instead of tickets. Police in Salt Lake County were out in full force today pulling over drivers. But as Ron Bird shows us, officers were not writing tickets, at least to some of them. Instead, they were handing out Christmas cheer.
A large police presence looks intimidating, but Christmas for Callie Mitchell and her kids was just made brighter.
I am a little flabbergasted, honestly. I really appreciate them coming out here and doing that. This has made an impact on our family, definitely, and getting to celebrate the holidays with them, that's actually really sweet.
It's all made possible by the Attorney General's Operation Give Back.
So this, in a controlled environment where they can interact on such a positive note with the community, is a blessing for us.
Unified Police and the AG's office loaded up squad cars with hundreds of dollars in toys, coats, gift cards, and cash, all from corporate and private donors. After a briefing, they hit the streets.
Copied.
Officers spot families at local stores, follow them, and then pull them over for minor traffic violations.
You guys want to help us bring over some of the presents and the things for our friend, Mr. Julio. He came from Colombia just a year ago. He's got 4 children. He didn't stop all the way in a stop sign, so we were legally entitled to pull him over. And we just told him that today's his lucky day. Instead of a ticket or a fine, we've got gifts for him, and he seems pretty pleased.
Chris Love is pretty pleased too after seeing red and blue lights in her rearview mirror.
My heart skipped a beat and I honestly ran into the curb. I thought, oh boy, now they're going to think I'm drunk or something.
Chris is grateful for the officer's thoughtfulness, and this traffic stop was the best thing that could happen to her for the holidays.
Well, we wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Thanks, and to you too.
And Chris, thank you.
Thanks, Ron.
Yeah.
I'll see you in the morning.
All right, we'll see you in the morning.
All right, thanks.
Ron Bird, KUTV2 News in Midvale.
Love to see it. Glad Ron was there to bring us that story. A change here that I think a lot of people are interested in. They want to know what gives for Christmas, right? We're going to get a little snow on the ground?
I think so. I think, it's not going to be a big storm.
Well, you guys keep saying we got to be patient. We got to look at the models. Just tell us already.
I mean, there's going to be a storm. There's going to be a storm. It can mix with a lot of rain, so that's going to influence it. But up in the mountains, those higher elevations, the benches, I think you'll do pretty well with the storm. It's looking more and more likely that it will happen. And at least what looks more and more likely we'll get a burst of snow. I'm not confident quite yet if it will be all snow. It looks like we'll get a period of some rain towards the end. But we are kicking off your evening here with temperatures that are pretty chilly. We're into the 40s and 30s, 33 in Provo, 30 in Manti. So it is cold out there. 28 in Vernal right now, 29 in Panguitch, 38 in Cedar City. So it is a chilly evening area-wide. We've got clear conditions here across much of the state right now. Nothing going on, no rain, no snow. We've got some active weather though up in the Pacific Northwest, and then further out towards the east in the Midwest and the Great Lakes area, we've got some snow showers up there. Here at home, high pressure system, that's really the story here over the course of the next few days. That's going to keep the hazy skies around. That's going to keep the mild weather. And eventually we start to see some cleaner air when we get a front that pushes through into Sunday morning. So it won't last forever. As we get into the weekend, things will improve. With that front number 1, we don't see any rain or snow. With front number 2, though, Monday, we actually get a little bit of a weak system. This could be enough to kind of coat maybe 1 inch to 3 inches up into the mountains. As we get into Monday afternoon into the evening, it'll be all rain showers here across the valleys. But as we get into Christmas Eve night and into Christmas Day, look at this big storm here across much of the state. Now, this will be a quick mover, so it's not going to be significant, but it's looking more and more likely we'll at least get a period of some accumulating snow across the valley floors that'll linger on through Christmas, right around the afternoon, early afternoon, and then it's out of here by Christmas evening. And look at this, we've got another storm, Brian, behind it. So things start to become a little bit more active next week after a nice quiet stretch of weather. So that's something to look forward to. For the Christmas Day storm, again, trace to 3 inches. So if we wake up to a ½ inch of snow Christmas morning, that's white Christmas. We'll take it. The mountains 5 to 10. I think as we get closer, I think we're going to start to see some of the models showing that the mountains will more than likely see over 1 foot of snow with maybe another foot in that second storm behind it. As we head into the overnight, 30s and 20s, a cold one. We've got 50s for highs tomorrow. For St. George, we've got temperatures here into the 60s each and every day. And for you on Christmas Day, you'll be dealing with rain showers, and then along the Wasatch Front, we've got the hazy skies here over the course of the next few days. Sunday, as I mentioned, we've got some cleaner air working its way in. Monday, cool, 40s. There's that Christmas Day storm there, mix of rain and snow, hopefully more snow than rain, with plenty of opportunities behind it.
So it happens every year. I leave around Christmas time.
I know.
We go see some family, come back. Oh, you missed a couple storms. Skiing was epic.
You got to leave more often, I guess.
I'm always the jinx, man. I'm the jinx. I'm more concerned about Thursday, Friday. That's return time for me. So I want to make sure we're safe getting back into the airport. By the way, Salt Lake International, inclement weather, best airport in the country.
Right.
They can handle it the best. They have the most sophisticated de-icing program. Less worries in Salt Lake than most other airports.
If the winds are an issue, visibility is not an issue, I think you'll be fine.
We got it figured out.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. All right, the first trailer for the new Superman movie has dropped. Here's a clip. All right, sounds like you're into it. Former child star Macaulay Culkin recently said he considered buying the Home Alone house when it went up for sale earlier this year. The 5-bedroom, 6-bathroom house in suburban Chicago sold for more than $5 million in May.
According to the New York Times, during Q&A at a public viewing of the 1990 movie last week, the 44-year-old actor said he had half a mind to buy it just for laughs, just for the lulz. He said he imagined turning it into a movie funhouse where people could reenact scenes from the movie, but he said he didn't because he's too busy raising his kids. That's a good
preach,
excuse.
brother. I got you, and I understand. I wonder the square footage of that house, too. It's pretty big. I've heard of the saber-toothed tiger, but they weren't the only prehistoric predators with those huge teeth. Researchers have now identified a new type, Gorgonopsian, and they say it's the oldest saber-toothed animal ever found. I probably got close to it.
Okay, well, predating dinosaurs, they were the dominant carnivores on land during their time. They vanished around 252 million years ago and ranged widely in size. The recent fossil found in Spain is thought to be 270 million years old.
Probably don't have one near the Great Salt Lake. All right, we'll find out. See you tomorrow night at 7.